I'm gonna say it right off the bat here, this was the best episode of Flip Flappers, I think, period. Generally, I kept saying that it gets better and better, and there was that stall moment with that Tron Mecha World. It just wasn't an episode really aimed towards me, so that's why I didn't enjoy it as much. But this episode just is stunning. A lot of the twists I did predict. If we ignore what I said last week, this is the issue with watching things weekly, as you'll see something new and you'll get clouded and you'll go back on your predictions or theories. As if you look at my reviews for the past few episodes minus last week, I was saying that I think Mimi was Kokona's mother, but with that introduction of that blue hair girl, I was getting a little confused. I was saying, well, actually, this could be Mimi, this probably is Mimi. But I did say originally that it looked like Mimi got killed in pure illusion, and some weird mindfuckery was probably going on there. But 100%, this all gets confirmed in the best way I think I've ever seen. This show handles so many things at once. So pretty much, we learn more or less who both of Kokona's parents are. We 100% know Mimi is Kokona's mother. We could tell based on the fact when she says in her dream that she's Mimi, they have identical faces, so it's not surprising there. But at the very end of the episode, when Mimi does come to protect Kokona, when her grandmother betrays her, who isn't her grandmother, it looks like it was just someone similar to Yaika just looking after her because she has one of those fragments in her, and they have to keep in touch with her. Which is horrible. Like, all her life, she's just been surrounded by people who were with her because they were told to. But in Yayaka's case, it was actually friendship. You can tell there was something there more than just her looking after her because she was told to. At the start, it seemed like it, but if we look back when we saw her backstory, she was happy, legitimately happy when Kokona said that she made a friend, and that's something that I can tell that Yayaka is more than just someone looking because she was told to for her job. But her grandmother, fuck that bitch. That bitch is horrible. I cannot stand her now to know that she was there. Like, I knew she was a part of the organization in some way because we saw her at the hospital where Yayaka was spying on her, but I didn't think she was a complete fake. To see that she's a complete fake, I hate that grandmother. She can die for all I care. But we see at the end that Mimi comes in and uses all the fragments that her and Paprika have collected and surrounds her and essentially goes inside her, as you can see the reflection in her puddle, saying that mother will protect you. And for me, what I can kind of understand is it seems like Mimi was the only one who could go into pure illusion, but at the same time I'm wondering if she essentially created it, if she had some sort of power, and that whatever happened when she was sucked into pure illusion and she was, separated from everyone else, if possibly her soul got separated into fragments or something like that, and she put one into her daughter, which is Kokona. But in terms of her father, it's pretty much guaranteed it's Salt at this point. Like, 100%. I mean, if you look at the kid, when we're looking at Paprika in the past with young Mimi, the hair on that kid is identical to the hair on old Salt now. And I think what ultimately Salt's motive is he wanted to collect all of the fragments so he could control pure illusion. If he can control pure illusion, he can bring back Mimi. I think that was his ultimate goal and motive, is that he wanted to keep Kokona safe, but also want to bring back his wife, or fiance, girlfriend, or whatever they were ultimately before Mimi was took away from this world. That's what I think the ultimate motive was, is that because we learned that if you have all the fragments, you can control pure illusion, and if you can control pure illusion, you can essentially do whatever you want in these worlds, so he could bring back Mimi. The whole thing with basically Mimi going into Kokona, I think it is that her soul was separated into fragments, and that kind of is pure illusion. I think Mimi is pure illusion ultimately. That's where I kind of see it going, but to see how it's all coming full circle, to see everything with the grandmother, like, holy hell, this is insane, because for the longest time I was thinking Salt's side was also an evil side, but it's clear that Salt's side is actually a good side, that this other one is doing it for evil gains, this KKK looking robe wearing menacing gang, where Assault's side broke off in order to help Mimi, or at least try to revive Mimi, or take control so the wrong side doesn't get it. But ultimately, I think it's 100% safe to say Salt is Mimi's husband and also Kokona's father. I think that's 100% clear, at least at that point, and that makes his motives 100% believable and understandable. But like I mentioned, like last week, this is the issue, like I mentioned, with watching weekly, is you will see things and you'll go back on your judgments. I really shouldn't have done that, because either the week before or the week prior to that, a couple episodes before, I did literally predict that Mimi was Kokona's mother. And then last week I go back on it, so shame on me there. But the episode overall was just so stunning. We didn't even go into pure illusion, but to see so much backstory, to learn exactly who Mimi is, who Mimi truly is to Kokona, what the grandmother is, how everything around Kokona is just keep her safe because she has a fragment, which we learned she had a fragment when Yayaka was going to stab her, and I thought in my mind, I was just like, oh, that's just how they have the powers. I didn't really clue in that that was so special. So that kind of shocked me there, but the twist with the grandmother was just like, really? Because seriously, that's horrible. Like, all her life, she was surrounded by people who were surrounding her because they were told to, because she's so important with these fragments. Like, what would the grandmother would have done once they had all the fragments minus the one in her leg? Would her grandmother have cut her up? Like, that's just horrible. Like, I feel so bad, but Yayaka 100% does have a true friendship love for Kokona. That's not fake. You can see back in their backstory that she was legitimately happy when Kokona called her a friend, and all her life, despite her having to do it for her job, there was a real friendship there. It's one of those things that even if you are originally doing something for money or profit, you can eventually gain something more out of it than just that. That's where I saw that whole overall friendship plotline kind of being, ultimately. This episode was fantastic. We have 3 episodes left of Flip Flappers. I'm confident this is going to end on a high note, 100%. I mean, we're in the final arc now. I don't know if we're going to go to any more Pure Illusion worlds. I think we will, ultimately, because we have to get there to see Mimi or ultimately like that, but I think I could see an ending of the sort of Mimi essentially 100% becoming with Kokona merging together. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna go with it. Like, I could see an ending in the lines of they gain the remaining, like, fragments of these shards, and Salt gets to have one last conversation with Mimi, face-to-face in Pure Illusion, possibly, before she ultimately has to go away, and maybe she'll live on in Kokona. Something like that could happen. But I overall see a positive end for this. I don't think we're going to get a 100% bad end. I think Paprika, I think Kokona, I think Salt are going to live. I mean, Mimi is the only one who might not come back fully, but I think it's going to be an overall positive ending. I really loved this episode. I loved how it just overall told us why Salt's doing the things he did. Sure, it didn't 100% spoon feed us with all the information, but if you pay attention to the character models, to the dialogue, you can more or less tell why he's doing everything for Pure Illusion. As we learn what Pure Illusion is, if you have all the fragments, you can control Pure Illusion. Mimi, a few episodes back, we saw that she got sucked into that void, and it seemed like she ultimately died there, or got locked in Pure Illusion, so if he had all the fragments, he can control it and bring Mimi back. We learned that Mimi is Kokona's mother, and pretty much with that backstory with Paprika and Mimi, and that young-looking Salt character, we can tell that Salt is probably her father as well. I mean, that's the if it's not her father and just a guardian, it's gonna be weird, but 100% I think that's the motives ultimately. I don't see that coming wrong in any way. But I love the episode overall. The presentation was beautiful. The animation, once again, was on point. This is one of the most stunning series I've seen, period. Not just from this year, period. There's always something going on in the background. There's always something going on with the animation. It's stunning. It's beautiful. The character models are on point. Voice acting from Kokona just screaming at Paprika about how she's fake and everything like that. I loved it from start to finish, but let me know your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. Love it, hate it, and where do you see next week's going? What do you think of whole Mimi and Paprika and all the other reveals we got this week, and what do you think of that grandmother, because I fucking hate her. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, also be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.